Hey everybody, Late Boy Scout here with a multi-tool review. I'm showing you today the Leatherman Micra. And yeah, you probably saw my unboxing vid of this Micra and the accompanying, what was the other one? Yeah, the other Leatherman that I'm still kind of reviewing and still using. Anyway, it came as a 2-pack, great deal on it. You can check that video out. I'll have that right there in annotation. However, that review, that unboxing video didn't really, it did show you some of the features of this, but not very much. And didn't really give you any of my feelings about it, really, not in depth anyway. And so this is that review. Now, here I go. Leatherman Micra. It's awesome. It is awesome. Yeah, it's simply awesome. And it's cheap. It's pretty cheap. This is about the cheapest Leatherman tool you can buy. And I think it's totally worth it. Whatever you end up paying for this thing, it'll be the bottom of the line of the lot of pretty much all their models. This is your keychain sized Leatherman. I don't have those specs up right now, but what you got is, let's look at the size. It actually got a ruler built right into the thing, so it'll tell me that we're at about what I think that's 2.5 inches long. Not counting this little protrusion here for the key ring. 2.5 inches long, and I'm going to say about, that's less than half an inch thick. Oh, a lot less. I'm going to say that's around 3/8 of an inch thick, maybe even less than that. And that is super small. And how much does it weigh? I don't know, like less than 2 ounces. I'm pretty positive on that. It's very lightweight. So is it light enough for your keychain? I'm going to say yeah. I've actually had this on my keychain for a little bit, and I feel like it's totally fine on a keychain. Yeah, I mean, you kind of feel like there's a little bit of a thing hanging off of it. A little, you know, it's probably the heaviest thing you'll have on your keychain, but not that heavy. I mean, I don't see a problem. I really don't. The only problem I do see with keeping this on your keychain is that you constantly want to take it off and use it. At least that's the way it goes for me. I constantly want to take it off and get full use of it without having the keys attached. You know, you got your whole keychain attached over here and you want to open it up and use something on here. And it's just a little bit easier and more convenient if you don't have it attached to your keychain. So how have I been carrying it? I did carry it on my keychain for a while, and that was okay. But like I said, I wanted to always take it off. So what I ended up doing instead was just slipping this in my pocket as is. And okay, I can pretty much sum up the review here by saying I've had this thing in my pocket since the day I bought it. Truly. And that's been 3 weeks, maybe a month or so that I've had this thing. It's been in my pocket every single day, including Sundays, going to church. Heck yeah. Yes, that's what I love about this, man. It's so small and so useful as something other than a big pair of pliers, a big pocket knife. So useful as just kind of like a personal grooming tool that is really, I think, appropriate for having in your pocket at church. So yeah, you guys that go to church and you want to have something with you at church, but you feel like a pocket knife is a little irreverent, get a Leatherman Micra. It's fine, I think. I mean, I actually pulled this thing out at one point to fix a little, it was like a little broken, what was it, the paper towel dispenser in my, where I go to church, and there was in the bathroom, you know. And I was like, oh man, this thing is busted, and you know what? I know it's not my job, but I'm going to take this thing out and see if I can fix it. And I did. Yeah. I'm not getting too preachy on you, am I? Saying the word church too many times, am I? Okay, anyway, so my point is, it's a very simple and very diminutive and very unobtrusive and unoffensive and reverent thing to have with you, in my opinion, and extremely useful as well. So let's talk about what's on it. You've probably already seen videos on it. That's why I wanted to get some of my opinions of it out of the way first, because you've probably already seen the features on this. But we're halfway through the video, so let's go ahead and get to the features. The first thing you see on the outside is a ruler, and you get about 5 inches of ruler here. Since I said it's what, 2.5 inches long. So when you open this up, then you get about 5 inches. 5 inches of ruler. Yeah, you bring it down there, 1, yeah, 4, and then at the end is 5. And then you get your centimeters on the other side, which is pretty cool. Haven't used the ruler that much. Where I work and what I do, I usually have a ruler near my desk, so I don't have to pull this thing out. But you may not, and so, you know, your little measuring tasks, here's a little measuring tool for you. Pretty sweet. Of course, the scissors are the main tool, and they work great, except that in the case of this particular specimen, I think I am going to end up sending this in for warranty repair / replacement because this wiggles a little more than I want it to. See that? By holding this one tight, you can hear the little, yeah, not happy with that. And it's not just a wiggle problem, it's actually certain materials that I try to cut. If I start from here and start cutting from there, it'll actually sort of fold the material down. You've probably experienced that with scissors before. Yeah, that's what's been happening with this pair. As long as I keep it out here somewhere, do the cutting in this area, then it works great. But if I do it in there, the very inside, it'll actually sort of fold the material. If it's a piece of paper or like a bag or like a, you know, piece of fabric, whatever. So, you know, I'll probably wait till I have another broken Leatherman and then mail them in together to save on shipping. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal right now. Just a little imperfection that I'd like to take care of in the future. So yeah, scissors main tool, good enough for pretty much any application that I can think of. Tweezers, let's get to those. Tweezers actually work great. Yeah, they do. And I'm not going to go into detail about what I used them for because, you know, pretty much any tweezers application is kind of a yuck factor. Please don't tell me what you use those tweezers for. But no, they work great. Then we've got the 2-dimensional Phillips head screwdriver, which, yeah, works really good actually. I think any of the screwdrivers on here work great if you bring it into this configuration here. And I'll tell you why. Leatherman did a really cool thing here in the design of this, the engineering of this tool. You can see, as you open it up, you can see how there are a couple of pieces of metal there on either side, part of the frame, that actually sort of interact and sort of lock on either side of each other. I think you can see that. And that means when this is closed, springed closed, then you cannot push this side up and bring this side down, or vice versa. It is locked in place. Locked in place, which means you can get this into your Phillips head screw head, and then you can actually put a fair amount of torque on there. As long as you're holding this pretty tight, you can get a fair amount of torque in there and actually do some real work. Yeah, wild, right? Pretty cool. Pretty simple feature, but neat that they threw that in. Neat that they did that. I mean, that's Leatherman quality for you. This is the eyeglass screwdriver. It is an eyeglass screwdriver, and there is a bottle opener, which I have not tested out. I imagine it works fine. Eyeglass screwdriver works great. I need to reference Cutlery Lover's video where he actually said that why is there an eyeglass screwdriver in there when you've got actually a one right here? But sorry, Jeff, that's not true. This does not work as an eyeglass screwdriver. It doesn't. Take it from a guy who wears eyeglasses, me. It doesn't work. This, it works great. So what's next? Got a couple more things on here. Oh yeah, fingernail cleaner outer. And, oh man, I love having this. I really do. I love having that, man. Being able to kind of get my fingernails kind of rounded off after I clipped them. You know, don't you ever feel like kind of sharp after you just barely clipped your fingernails and you're like, oh man, I hate the feeling of this. I do anyway. I don't know about you. I like being able to take this out and kind of round those off. Anytime I feel like it, just kind of have that available to me. It's really neat. Then of course you've got your flathead screwdriver, works just as well as the Phillips head. And last but not least, a little, I guess that's a clip point blade, knife. Very small, but it's a knife and it can get some work done. Some very small work done, mind you. The Leatherman Micra, man, I've had, like I said, I've had this in my pocket since day one, since I first bought it, and I've got nothing but good things to say about Leatherman, nothing but good things to say about the Micra. I think it's a fantastic little tool. It's cheap, the cheapest of the whole line, of the whole brand. Pick this thing up. You should not be without one of these. This is the late Boy Scout, and doing a little multi-tool review. About as simple as multi-tools get, and about as valuable in my opinion. Late Boy Scout, see you later.